What I hate about myself is my proclivity and naive willingness to fall madly in love with people and forget myself in the process. I always wished I could change this about myself, but never more than earlier this year when I decided to join Tinder. I was looking forward to my 5th date with Damien and our first time seeing each other since I returned from a bachelorette weekend in Cape May. The night before the date, I indulged with every attention, blowing out my hair, perfecting my brows, getting my nails done. In fact, preparations had begun days earlier in Cape May. We toured the winery, and I could not stop thinking about Damien the whole time because he loves to sip wine. And I marveled at how rare that was and special to find in a manly man. Sauvignon Blanc is his favorite, and the winery had 2 different kinds of Sauvignon Blanc. They had barrel fermented and regular. But which would Damien prefer, I wondered. I could go on for days about how he was this perfect package that I wanted to possess. He reads, and he served and made it back in one piece. He has a tattoo for his fallen Marines on one of his shoulder blades. His dog is somehow cuter in real life than on Instagram. He has a little house on the river with a huge porch overlooking the water, and he owns his own canoe. What planet did he come from? He had my heart. He had me at canoe. I didn't want to face the ugly truth that I got stood up because I wasn't ready to close the chapter on this charming man. And also, it's so embarrassing. I bought him gifts, the book, the wine, which I can never give him because he doesn't want them. Granted, we hardly communicated in between our 4 encounters in the span of a month. When we were apart, I wondered, do I exist in his world? But when we were together, he made me feel like the only woman in the world. My sister lives in Spain. She called me, and I said, his body is hard as a rock. And she said, what about your body? Have you been going to the gym? I said, no, but it's getting there, and you know I never eat when I'm in love. She said, quit obsessing and focus on yourself. Myself? So days went by with no word from Damien, even when I tried to resurrect the banter and extract signs of life from the zombie, the ghost, the dream of a man who seemed to have risen from the pages of a Nicholas Sparks novel with his canoe. How did I lose that? I hate myself, but I love myself so much that I cannot comprehend why the man dumped me. Explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old. After a while, I wanted to say one last thing to him before I pick the pieces off the floor and put my heart on the shelf again. Something perhaps more than an emoji, but less than a proclamation of my love. But what? He didn't ask for all this crazy. The poor man, all he did was put his beautiful face on Tinder, probably in hopes of having a few flings, maybe to take his mind off his own heartache. Who knows? Was he guilty of anything? The last time I was with him at his house before I left for Cape May, I said, don't forget about me. And he put his arms around me and laughed and said, I won't. I can't wait to spend time with you. I wish that were true. So I sent this text. Ghosting is mean, and I was really nice to you. And I said I was nice. I wrote it in past tense, and I hated that because the chapter was closed. But that liberated him enough to give me closure, and I love him even more for giving it to me. He wrote, I feel awful for hurting you. I wish I could comfort you, but I need to figure out my brain and why I do this to people. You are beautiful. You were really nice to me. Don't stop being who you are, and don't ever change. My healing heart smiled from the shelf, and I thought, if only I could change. Thank you.
So good, thank you. Pull one of those out. Thank you very much. Keep it going for Elisa.